Welcome back to America Trends, talking about our health tonight. You know, obesity is one of the greatest challenges of our time in America, around the world. And childhood obesity is especially, well, it's heartbreaking, really. And there are some things that we need to look at really hard as a country, as a world. Our friend, Dr. Michael Mantell, is with us tonight to talk about just this. Now, he has a few things to his name. He's a cognitive behavioral transformation coach, and you can find out all about him here at drmichaelmantell.com. He's also active on Twitter, too, at Dr. San Diego. He is the author of this latest book, The Link Is What You Think, also Ticking Time Bombs, Diffusing Violence in the Workplace, and our old favorite, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, P.S. It's All Small Stuff. Welcome back, Dr. Mantell.
It's good to be here, as always.
You as well. So this topic, I mean, because we can solve so many health issues, ailments, diseases by preventing obesity.
Absolutely, especially in children. A number of years ago, actually many years ago, I was a chief psychologist at Children's Hospital in San Diego, California. A young child came into my office, a 7.5-year-old girl, and she was crying. And I said, what's going on? She said, well, they want to kill me. And I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't think she had psychosis or schizophrenia. What do you mean? Well, they have a war on fat children, a war on obesity. That was when we had wars on drugs, a war on obesity. And this child, it broke my heart, thought that people were angry at her. Now, one out of 3 children go to school, and they're going to start school right now or the week or two from here.
It's the season.
This is the season. Many of those children, 1 out of 3 go back to school and are going to be overweight or obese. 1
out of 3.
Right. Every 3 children you see, 1 will have a significant weight-related issue. 2 out of 3 do not exercise.
And exercise is so different now. It used to be when you were a kid, it was built in, it was play.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is 25% of children don't go outside and play the way you and I used to. We played until the lights, went on. It was dark. You had to come
Mom
inside.
Said time to come home when the lights go.
No more. Today, children are spending 7-8 hours looking at their devices, TV, computer, their games, sending text messages. I see it. Our grandchildren just came to visit, and we saw them sitting with the devices unless we took them away.
Yeah.
That opens the door to a discussion of what do we do about this? The fact of the matter is, if we do nothing, 50% of children by 2030 will be overweight or obese. 50%.
Talk about some of the hazards of being overweight, because there's being overweight. If you look at the chart or what the experts say, there's normal weight, overweight, then obese.
Right.
A lot of people fall right into that obese zone, but even a little overweight taxes your system, taxes your skeleton. We're built to be normal weight. That's why it's called normal.
That's right. That's why it's called healthy weight.
Yeah.
When I work with clients, I say, let's not focus on losing weight. Let's talk about gaining health. What parents need to understand is the enormous risk they put their children at when they allow them to be 10 pounds, 15 pounds over that healthy weight range. Cancer, diabetes, how about the psychological factors of being fat shamed?
With a kid, it stays with you your whole life, even if you lose it.
You don't ever stop hearing that fat shame. And today, when we start talking about responsibility, motivation, self-control, there's a certain insinuation, if you will, that it's your fault. With children, it's very different. Children don't just decide on their own to go into some fast food place or eat the extra donut. Go to a mall today, whenever, and watch children walk by with parents, the candy shop or the fast food shop. Mommy, Daddy, I want to go in there. No, let's go. No, I want to go. Okay, but you behave. I'll buy you the donut, but you behave. We make
deals.
We make deals, but we treat children like they're dogs. I'll give you a reward for good behavior.
Yeah.
They're human beings.
And a lot of times it hits low to middle income families too,
Oh,
so that's another sad aspect.
That's very sad, because when we see in Latino or African American communities, we see increased rates of overweight and obesity, almost 40% already today. We have some slides that I brought along.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can put them up.
Let's take a look, because we know obesity has more than tripled since the 1970s, as you said, with children and adolescents. So here are some of the risk factors that, you know, really are eye-opening.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at these unhealthy eating habits. If we let children alone, they will eat in an unhealthy way. The fact of the matter is that eating healthy requires some education, training, role modeling. Lack of physical activity. What about children who are just so sedentary? Why not take the devices away for a bit of time? Certainly over mealtime. Family factors. If you look at families where obesity or weight issues are a problem, you'll see the fact is that it seems to run in families. And that's why we put up genetic factors, psychological factors. Children, like adults, eat because of stress. And especially when going back to school, we're going to see kids who already have weight issues have more stress than ever before.
Going back to family and genetic factors, a lot of times you will see families and they seem to be the same size. So you'll see a family that all look normal weight. Sometimes you'll see a family and they all look overweight. Now, a lot of that can be genetic, but a lot of it's what they're all eating at the same dinner table.
Exactly. It's learned behavior. And
it's as important as any of it. While
genetics and socioeconomic factors and the environment and all those things go into play, there's a lot that families can do. Let's go back to that list and we'll take a look at this.
The psychological factors and then socioeconomic
factors. The fact is that people in some communities have limited resources and limited access to supermarkets. So they opt for convenience, the fast food, the junk food, the sugar, the fat, the carbs, all of those things add up. And unfortunately, it shows up in children's lives and in their well-being.
They make it so easy for us. They have people that study. They have psychologists and taste testers who make that with texture, taste, and everything. They do that to make it so we are addicted and we will go through the fast food place. And they make it so we're addicted to our phones too. So there's a lot that goes into it. Will you stay over for another segment? We'll talk more about how we can prevent it with Dr. Michael Mantell, author of his latest book, The Link is What You Think. And we'll be right back here on America Trends.